Good evening, everyone. It is 5:30, and we are here to meet up again and kick off our second virtual orientation for families and supporters. Welcome. Once again, my name is Vinita Dillon. I am the director for new students and family programs, and very proud to have served this campus for 30 years. I have a beautiful, fantastic panel today that you're going to meet soon. Before we get there, again, we're going to start off with what to expect on the 16th when you come in here with your students to move them in. Your students will get an email from housing that'll have their check-in time. You will arrive a few minutes before that. When you arrive, you'll see directions from our PD, our police department, to move you into the first lot right off the street. When you get onto Maritime Academy, you'll park there and go into Monica's building called the Physical Education and Aquatic Center. We call it PIAC. In there, you will check in. Your student will be sent over to the large gym inside the building where they'll be picking up their uniforms. And the rest of you in the group can join us in the smaller gym to meet some of the people you'll see online over the course of next 5 weeks. We'll be setting up a resource fair for you. Any last minute questions from experts across the campus, just to say hello. That whole process should take about 30 minutes, at which time you'll go back to your cars with your newly received uniforms for your student, if they are in the Corps, and you will drive up to your designated rest hall, where the driver of the vehicle will stay inside in the car, waiting to have the car unloaded. The car will be unloaded by our students, and the student you bring and any family members. We'll take them into the room that's designated for them, and the person who's driving will take the car back down from the res halls. Both res halls are on hills, so you'll drive back down, and you're welcome to park anywhere on campus after you've dropped off your belongings. Look at the map, please, so that you know where is the best place for you to leave from. Sometimes lot O is a walk. We will have shuttles. So keep an idea, get an idea of the various parking lots and park accordingly. Your day will end on Lower Campus by the dining center. So if you want to look at where that is and what's the closest parking lot, start there. Vallejo weather is tricky. It starts out a little cool in the mornings and windy, and then becomes a warm afternoon, and then cools off again in the evening. So we highly recommend you dress in layers with very comfortable shoes. You will may need to walk from your dorm to where you need to be, or from lot O to somewhere. So please wear comfortable shoes. I did forget a couple of housekeeping requests. Please keep your devices on mute while our presenters are speaking. You can write your questions in chat and we'll address them in the last 15 minutes or longer if we have time. If you're unable to type in your questions, if you're driving or any other reason, the last few minutes we'll open it up to where you can unmute and ask your question. And I think that's everything I had to share. I'm going to open it up to our fantastic presenters to introduce themselves. They'll do a quick introduction, and then they'll come back and share with you how they operate on campus, what their role is, how they impact your students' student experience outside the classroom. We work as a very close-knit team to create some fun and exciting opportunities for your students when they're not immersed in their academics. With that, I'm going to start off with one person, and then if the panelists will popcorn over to the next, that'd be great. I see Monica on my left. If you can, yay. Monica, you need to unmute.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, it's a pleasure to be with you this evening and join you all as we talk about Cal Maritime, Cal Poly / Cal Poly. My name is Monica Hoyer. I'm the Associate Director of Recreation. I also work along with athletics as well. And let me make sure I'm housed in the PIAC. That first building when you come on campus outside of the residential hall. And then a fun fact is I enjoy going fishing in my free time. I haven't had much success this summer, but I enjoy it. Joellen, I'm popping it over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joellen. I handle all of our community engaged learning. That's everything your student will do mainly off campus. I have the Community Engaged Learning Center. That is in our Mayo Hall. That's one of the main areas where your students will spend a lot of time. I like the fish emoji thingy. I just saw the corner of my eye. I do like fishing, but that is not my fun fact. My fun fact is I just completed my 13th academic year, so I'm considering that lucky 13 that I'm still here. So there we go. And I see Josie to my right. So there you go.
Good evening, everybody. I'm really excited to be here and chat with you guys. My name is Josie Alexander. I advise our student government on campus. I also oversee our clubs and organizations and our sports clubs this year. And I also do our basic needs program, and I'll be primarily talking about our food pantry here on campus. And my office is also located in Mayo Hall. It's kind of the hub of the campus. So I get to see a lot of the students hang out outside my office, studying and doing all kinds of stuff. My fun fact, I'm a diehard Philadelphia fan. So Philadelphia Phillies, Eagles, are just my home team. And I will popcorn it to Megan.
Thank you, Josie. Go Birds. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to be here, as well as thank you all for being here and continuing to support your student. My name is Megan Nance. I use she, her, hers pronouns. I serve as the Director of Inclusion Initiatives, and I oversee the Inclusion Center on our campus. One fun fact about me is that I am a big fan of mysteries and true crime shows. So if you have any recommendations for good shows, please feel free to share. And I'll popcorn back to Vanita.
Thank you, everyone. I want to popcorn over to Vincent if he wants to say hello as well. Go for it, Vinny.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vincent Huff, but most people just call me Vinny. I'm actually a second-year international business and logistics student, and I will be just kind of talking about my experience being involved in all these organizations that were previously mentioned, with CEL, with student associated students, with sports, all that great stuff. And my fun fact is I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I really like to jump out of airplanes and all of that kind of stuff. So, and I'll pass it back to Vanita.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. So you can see you're in very good company, families, with these fabulous folks. their introductions. I would love for you to now speak to what exactly your role is and how you impact student life on a daily basis, or and also some of the events that you put on throughout the year to keep our students' interests outside the classroom. I'll start with Megan, because I know that she's double booked and will need to leave early. So we'll start there, and then we'll head to Josie, then Monica, and last Joellen. She has some information via a PowerPoint to share with you, and she has a co-presenter. So Megan, take it away.
Thank you. So as the Director of Inclusion Initiatives, I work to ensure that all students, regardless of their background, feel a sense of belonging and have access to opportunities and are empowered to thrive during their time here on our campus. So some of the key things that I work with and do is creating spaces for belonging, specifically looking at our Inclusion Center. We have a very one-of-a-kind campus. And while our students share a love for the ocean and/or engineering, they also come from a variety of different backgrounds and lived experiences. So my office ensures that students, especially those who may feel as if they might not really know if they belong here at Cal Maritime, have a space where they can feel seen, valued, and connected. So we offer different programming throughout the academic year, whether it's like Heritage Month celebrations. We also have lunch and learns and dialogue spaces. I work very closely with Vanita and Josie to create different events and programming that really highlight some of the key elements of our campus, whether that is our Welcome Week, whether that's working with our family weekends. We really work together to make sure that everything is thought of and included in those special celebrations. So our office, as well as the center, also supports identity development and confidence of our students. We try our best to amplify student voice and really underline the aspect of our campus that brings, all of our students together, which is leadership. So we really try to make sure that students feel as if their voice can be heard in different spaces, and that we are acknowledging them whenever we're making different decisions or even coming up with different programs. And then last but definitely not least, one of the most instrumental parts of my role is responding to student needs, specifically with care. And so when students are struggling, whether that's socially, emotionally, or even sometimes academically, my office is a place that they can turn to. I also work very closely with other campus partners to ensure that students have access to the right support services. So whether it is addressing a bias incident, supporting a student through a very tough transition, or just helping them feel like they belong here. My office is very committed to being present and proactive in that journey for your students. So I hope your students feel as if they can come to the office and feel very connected to different resources, to other students, to programs and other campus programs and resources. We're really excited to partner with all across campus and hope that your student can see themselves in all of those different roles.
Thank you. Do you want to mention at least one event that you've done over the course of Heritage Month's celebrations, so that we get an idea of how it goes?
Yeah, sure. I can name a couple that were kind of fun and also some of my favorites. We did an event for Hispanic Heritage Month called Bachata y Horchata. So we taught bachata, the dance, and we had our Dean of Students actually lead a dance class teaching the campus community this specialized dance, as well as we like to imbibe horchata. And so we had tacos and drinks, and it was a really good time to really highlight the heritage of the dance as well as the different cuisines. And another favorite that I had, and I'm hoping that we continue this again, as well as add on to other events in this particular category, is Diwali. So we had our first Diwali celebration last year at Cal Maritime, and it was a great experience. We had students coming in from all walks of life, honestly, kind of teaching us a little bit more. They were coming in and we weren't expecting them to already kind of be aware of what the event was, all the different cuisines, and just feel connected to the special occasion. So those are just a few of the fun things that we get to do. Aside from that, it's, we're celebrating Women's History Month with different student panels. We're celebrating Black History Month also with alumni returning and connecting back to the students here. So just a lot of fun, exciting events throughout the year. And so we always ask your students to be involved in that process. If they want to see something specific, we would love for them to come and connect with us so that we can make that happen.
Thank you, Megan. Diwali is also one of my favorite, and one of the events that all of us come together to put together is a women's conference that kicks off the Women's History Month. And we do invite all our students to attend, but the focus is on highlighting women for that month. And it's a well-attended and well-supported event by the industry as they are trying to diversify into having more female mariners out there. So with that, I will head it over to Josie. Isn't that what I had said?
You did. Thank you. Like I said, my name's Josie. I have a few roles and responsibilities here at Cal Maritime. One of the areas is I advise our student government, and how that plays out with the students is our student government is its own 501(c)(3). And the students really run that nonprofit. I advise them to make sure that everything's on the up and up, but it's really a student leadership, a kind of leadership laboratory for the students of that year that's running this 501(c). We have 9 voting members, and those members were elected by the student body back in March. And we have another about 6 to 8 non-voting members that are other leadership positions that are a part of our board. Our student government is called the Associated Students of the California Maritime Academy, ASCMA. We meet every Monday at 5 o'clock and we have open meetings. So we always encourage students to come and join in on our meetings. It's a great opportunity for your student to get involved here at Cal Maritime / Cal Poly Solano. I also oversee our clubs and organizations here on campus. And that's kind of twofold. Our clubs and organizations used to be under our Associated Students, but now sit on the campus side. We have about 20 clubs on campus. We have 4 organizations on campus. Out of our clubs, we have about 5 or 6 that are more academically based. We have some professional societies that are student chapters here on campus. And then we have a bunch of social clubs, like we have a music club on campus. We have a board game club. We have a Dungeons and Dragons, D&D club that gets together. And then we have some like recreation, I will say, type of clubs. We have a scuba club. So if your student's interested in trying scuba out, we have a faculty member who is our advisor for that club. It's very active. It's probably our largest club on campus. And he offers anywhere from beginning certification all the way up through advanced. And they do trips throughout the year. So we usually have about 6 different diving trips, either up to Lake Tahoe in the beginning of the semester. And then when the weather changes up there, they go down to Monterey Bay and dive down there. We also have sports clubs on campus, and we have right now about 7 of our sports clubs signed up and ready for the fall semester. So in those sports clubs, we have men and women's rugby, men and women's water polo, our sailing club, which is part of they have a dinghy team and they have a large boat team. We also have our men's and women's golf club, golf team, and hoping to get the crew team as part of to kind of round it out. The other area that I also oversee is our basic needs program. And so by basic needs, I mean, on our campus, we have kind of two programs. We have a food pantry that's located here in Mayo Hall, where my office is located on the first floor. That's open to all students. It provides students any type of like food item they can microwave, like a quick item, some noodles, and such. So if they miss a meal in the dining center, they can always come to the food pantry and have some of these items. We also have other items such as like personal care products, shampoo, toothbrushes, toothpaste, and that sort of thing. Hold on for 1 second. My light times out in my office, sorry. Part of the basic needs program, we also have an emergency fund. So if there's ever an emergency that a student finds out they need to go home and they don't have the funding for that, they can apply for this emergency fund. And there's a committee of us that meet to look over those applications and to be able to delve out some of those dollars to students. But my office is very student facing. I'm here usually 6 days a week. And sometimes later at night. So we do all kinds of activities. I just actually bought some tickets to Les Mis for the fall. We have a Giants game in September against the Dodgers. So we try to do some fun activities on campus and off campus. Housing and Res Life, which you'll meet them later this summer. They do a lot of campus programming on campus. So we try to take students off campus at least once a week, either a Saturday or a Sunday, whether it's to the local movies or to San Francisco. We've toured Alcatraz. We've gone on hiking trips. So really, students, whatever they want to do, we try to plan those type of activities. And it's all student led. So all of the activities we do, whether it's on campus or off campus, is really student led. And that's kind of in a nutshell what I do and how I help to enhance our campus life here on campus.
Thank you, Josie. And she's only partially speaking truthfully when she says 6 days a week. She's often here 7 days a week and all hours of the evening. So very committed, and students line up or outside her office to chat with her all the time. She's the campus celebrity. With that, we will go to Monica.
Hello again. Again, my name is Monica, and as Director of Recreation, I get to oversee the facilities and not just the PIAC itself, but I also oversee Botner, the multi-use field, soccer and recreational activities are up there. I also oversee the sports court. Oftentimes there's tennis and pickleball and outdoor basketball there. In addition to working with the aquatics and the PIAC itself, where we offer different recreational activities, such as volleyball. We've done 3-on-3 March Madness tournaments. We have spin classes, just to name a few. We offer a variety of activities that students want to be involved in. And if they have thoughts of things that they would like to be involved in, we also listen to them too and try to incorporate that when we can. Additionally, I interact with your students mostly if their port pass is not working to get into the facility, because the facility requires that you have to use your port pass to get in. It's a secured building. If they leave something, we have a lot of water bottles that we could collect t-shirts, sweatshirts throughout the year. So we get to know each other very well. And then the scale, if the scale isn't working. So yes, they like to weigh themselves when they work out or after they work out or when they come back from vacation. So I get to know them because they'll let me know if something is not working correctly. On the fun side, I enjoy working with them because I usually get to see them in their downtime. And so they'll come into the building. Some will have questions in terms of what's going on. We do post the information on our Go Key Haulers website. And then we also have an Instagram account as well. And then we post QR codes around campus and within our building as well. I also hire a few students to help run the facility because we have hours from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And so to keep that building running, so I get to know them from that standpoint. And a lot of times, this is their first employment opportunity. And so it's a joy to work with them and see them grow and develop their skill sets. And then overall, I'm a supporter in their journey. Very often, we're talking about things outside of academics. And I just get to know them in their likes, who's their significant other, and just to be able to support on that level. And it's fun for me just to get to know them a little deeper. And I think it's likewise for them. I also wanted to touch on the athletic standpoint. Those are more competitive sports for this year only. This will be our last year, but we do have 6 sports, athletic sports, and that is men and women's soccer, men and women's basketball, and outdoor track and field. If your student is interested, they can go to the Go Key Haulers website, gokeyhaulers.com, and under sports, the coaches are listed, and then they can select and speak with the coach. Their email is there. Additionally, that's where I also meet families that come and support their student athletes as they participate. And so that's always a pleasure to get to know the parents a little more. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Back to you.
Thank you,
Benita?
Monica. That sounds like so much work, and you do it with so much heart. Do you want to have any comments about a particular event that you might have worked on that went well and students enjoyed?
Well, our main one, honestly, our main event is the pool party. We get a lot of turnout for that, and the students enjoy that. And we've done it the last couple of years in the spring. We're looking to collaborate with the orientation and have it earlier, one in the fall, and then we'll do one in the spring again. That's one of the events that the students really enjoy. But like in the fall, we have some successful runs that we do across campus and over the bridge. We will also have, again, we have tournaments that we'll run, and we'll have special events. That's how we'll call them, special events. We don't do a lot of intramurals that last for like 6 weeks or, several months, because our campus just is a little different. Our students would rather just have events, one-day tournaments, or just drop-ins. And so that's what we try to incorporate in the fall and the spring.
Thank you so much. And then to wrap it all up is Joellen. It's your turn.
Now I'm unmuting myself. Can we see my screen? Great. Okay. Hello, everyone. So as mentioned, I run our Community Engaged Learning Center and have several different programs. that are managed through our center. And as the word implies, community, we're all about our campus community getting involved with the surrounding community. Some different ways that we do that are through, okay, is my not gonna work? Sorry. Oh, there we go. Is through our host family program. This is a program unique to us, to Cal Maritime. I actually was tapped to develop this program when I started, so 13 years ago, and it's been very successful. It is specifically for our incoming freshmen. It's an opt-in program, but it is really something that the students become part of these, and vice versa, become part of each other's family. And it is, like I said, intended for a student's freshman year, but there are such strong connections that are made that students end up staying in touch with their host family for the entire time that they're here, as well as throughout. So that's why the little tag that we always use is a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So the reason is they came here and they wanted to be a part of that program. The season can be for the entire time they are here at Cal Maritime, and then the lifetime. The books, the young man with his diploma and the lady in blue, those family, that is from the first year, and they stayed in touch the entire time at Cal Maritime. This woman and her husband came to commencement with this young man's family. They live in Alaska. The parents come back and forth. So that's, and same with the one in the top, the other corner. The families in general have become so connected with each other. So it's a really great program. And I have really enjoyed being a part of it and watching these connections grow. We see Vinny down here in the bottom corner as well. It's a really nice program, but I want to, and the application period is still open. It will reopen the first evening of orientation for those that didn't apply for it. So we'll be making sure that your students are aware of that. Parents, I will caution you, we welcome you, and that's why I'm mentioning it now. We welcome you to talk to your student about this if they haven't already applied, but we want to make sure that you are not sort of applying for them or twisting the arm for them to join, because historically students aren't going to be as involved with that family, or perhaps not even connect with them, end up staying connected with them even past the first month if it was mom's idea, quite honestly. I've seen it happen too many times, and it really bums our host families out. The students submit an application, and at this point I know all of our host families personally. Everyone is background checked, all the host families as well as the students. So, you know, rest assured that everyone's on the up and up, hanging out together. But really, when we have had the best success is when it is the student's idea to participate. So enough about that. You can check on the Cal Maritime website. You can take a picture of this and tell your student to head over there. There's still time to apply. The next program really is the biggest overarching is our community engaged learning. And basically what all these words mean, I've highlighted the really big keywords here: thoughtful, engaged, and committed, and collaborating and making a positive impact. When someone asks me, you know, what is our center all about? I like to very simply say we're trying to help create better humans. In addition to the academics, we want students to be involved in the world around them. And, you know, this really is about a sense of belonging. How can they best belong in the area? And that's getting to know the area and pitching in. I hope we all feel a little bit of that in our own communities, that we want to do what we can do to help make a positive impact. So it really, we have a lot of different programs here that we, oh yes, this is our logo, our little graphic, the community, wow, really put that in there big. Community impact crew. That's what we are trying to do, is have your students help us make a positive impact in the community. So we've got everything from environmental to historic ships to a local museum, everything that they can think of to get involved with. As you see, we are here on campus for it's the International Coastal Cleanup that kind of kicks off the beginning of September. actually, we kick off with the 9/11 Day of Service, but that's a big event for us on campus, our Coastal Cleanup Day, because we are a coastal campus and everything that is up will go down, so into the ocean eventually. So we do everything we can to every little scrap of anything minute from our campus, removed from our campus. And then we go out into the community as well. So that's 2 days. We have a campus day and then the International Coastal Cleanup Day, where we join with community members as well. That's on the following Saturday. So we have, like I said, lots of different opportunities for your students to get involved. They can dress up. There's things that they do to really represent if they are an actual cadet within the academy. But the traditional students as well get involved in everything that we do. Crafts, we do, there's a knitting project that we do every fall and spring as well, but every fall, you can learn a new skill. Everybody needs to knit or crochet or do something, right? So that's something that gives back to the community, and then they have that skill for life, hopefully. And then the blankets, that's always a fun one that we do that as a make one, take one. So we want it to be something that is enriching and engaging for your students, but really in what ways can we give back to the community? That's what we're all about. And then just a little glimpse of our service leadership team. We have student leaders that are working with their peers to get them involved. For many years, it was just me saying, you guys should do this, you guys should do that. And really, it's most meaningful and impactful if the students are engaging each other. So this was our past year's team, and all except one of our seniors that graduated, and a young man who, with his little snappy hat there, he's going to be studying abroad. And then these are 2 new members that have joined us as well. They've been freshmen this past year, very involved, and now joining us for the upcoming year. So I know these are a lot of words. I just found this and I wanted to leave it with you that, again, we talked about the academics. That's what you're spending money to send your student here for. But there's so much more that all of us on this call at Cal Maritime are trying to help your students find and grow as well. So everything I think I heard Josie mention, the Leadership Laboratory, I think Megan mentioned as well. So everything, every aspect that we all are trying to do, all of this is included, helping them be confident, that sense of belonging, and having a well-rounded experience, not just here for academics and hit the books and learn a lot and get out of here and make a lot of money. That's important too, but to really be well-rounded. That's what our campus life, and that's what we're talking about today, this evening. So with that said, I wanted to reintroduce, or at least toss it over to a young man that I've really grown to know and respect, think very highly of. This year, I met him at the beginning of our fall semester, and we already had a set leadership team. And I was so impressed with him that I said, would you be willing to join our team as well to, connect with the freshmen? And he said, absolutely. So I have just grown more and more impressed with him as time has gone on. And I'll just brag on him a little bit. He submitted a presentation possibility for a conference in March, and it was accepted. And I am not being biased. He was the best presenter there. Some of the adults as well. Definitely the best student presenter. And so I feel so fortunate to have him on our team, and that he was able to take time. He's in Utah, and so he could take time this evening to speak from his experience. So it's not just us staff talking to you about, what your students could and should be doing, but really from the student perspective. So I will stop talking. Vinny, it's all you.
No worries. Thank you so much, John, for that introduction. First off, I just really want to say, all these departments on campus do so much amazing work for the students. Like, they all deserve a round of applause, because every single one of them do just above and beyond what they need to, and they overall make the campus better. So, if your student ever is calling you and is saying, I'm so bored, there's nothing to do here, that's a lie. There's always something to do here. There's always an activity from one of these departments. a really amazing work. I'm somewhat involved in a lot of these departments that were mentioned earlier. So I'm the student ambassador for the Community Engaged Learning Center. So that's my largest role on campus. And like Joel mentioned before, I started, last year I did a lot of work with them, and I just really grew to love the work that I'm doing with the Community Engaged Learning Center. So I'm a firm believer in giving back to the community that you are a part of and that you live, and that's exactly what the Community Engaged Learning Center does. We have, I want to say, almost weekly events where we're doing some form of student leadership that involves giving back to the community, both on campus and off campus. It's always really fun, and everybody that I know that is involved in one of the activities comes back and they just love it. Joellen, does so much amazing work for the community and for both the Cal Maritime community and the local community. So I mentioned before, I'm a student ambassador, but I'm also the vice president of the Propeller Club. So I'll be working with Josie a lot this semester. I'm gonna give a little subtle plug to the Propeller Club. We're an on-campus organization that helps all majors with professional development. So tell your student that. So if they want to become really educated in all aspects of professional development, no matter the major, come to the Propeller Club. And so ASMA does a lot of really amazing activities too. I remember last year I went to, it was like the Sacramento State versus somebody, like the boxing match. That was so much fun, and they do so much amazing. So the ASMA does so much amazing stuff for on campus. I'm also on the men's soccer team. So I frequent the PIAC often. That Monica keeps so well clean, and everyone, that whole staff is just amazing. The PIAC it's probably in my opinion, the coolest building on campus. There's a lot of really amazing equipment. I frequented a lot of the intramurals that were going on, in my spare time. So I encourage your kid, even if maybe they played a sport in high school too, they didn't want to continue into college, frequent these club sports, these intramurals, because they're so much fun and they're always a blast. And I didn't go to a lot of the Miss Nance's events, but I remember one specifically, and that was on Lunar New Year when the dragon came into the dining hall, and I just thought that was so amazing. Like I mentioned before, all these departments do just such amazing work for the students, and I encourage you to tell your students just to get involved in them. They don't have to be involved in everything, but just putting themselves out there and really getting involved. And I will say, coming from a student perspective, it can be a lot sometimes going to Cal Maritime. Sometimes it can get to you, but all these departments kind of take you out of that. They give you something fun to do, something to ease your time just for like an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is. And overall, they just do so much amazing work. So encourage your students to get involved in all of these departments. So that's all I really have to say.
Thank you, Vincent. This was so heartfelt. I could feel it. I could see it on the other presenters' faces that we appreciated your words, and you made more than a subtle plug for students joining your Propeller Club. I hope the message gets home to students. We are at 6:13. If there are any last comments that any of the presenters want to make, this is your opportunity before we open it up for questions. And how that'll go is I'll read the question, and if you feel you're equipped to answering it, just go ahead and answer it. If I don't see anyone making a move, then I'll attempt an answer, and I'm very good at making up answers. So I'll make something up. I'm kidding. So any last comments?
I just wanted to say a reminder to parents that the community service, community engagement is not required on our campus. I know a lot of your students may have had a requirement in high school. There is not one here at college. It is just strongly encouraged. And I also want you to know, I live in this community, but I also understand it's a bit of a challenge community. So those of you that have some trepidation, you've heard this or that or the other about the community, everything we do, and I'm knocking on everything I can possibly. We have had no situations with any event we have ever done. We work with certified nonprofit partners, and everything that we do is safe. And as Vinny said, it's very fun. We feed your student. So just again, encourage them to do a little something for someone else while they are here. That is my plug.
I just want to say something too. You know, I have heard, you might have heard, Vallejo, but I have been involved in so much in the community, and there's so much good in the community of Vallejo. There's more good than there is bad, and I'm a firm believer in that. So I just, yet again, just encourage your kids to get involved in the Community Engaged Learning Center. So.
Thank you both again. With that, Megan, if you wish to hop off, I know you have something going on, please feel free. But I'm going to get started with questions. So keep your hands on the buzzer to answer. Is there enough parking for everyone if we have a later arrival on the 16th? I'll take that one. And yes, there will be plenty of parking. You might not get the sweetest spot, but you'll find a spot. That's not going to be a problem. Where can my son park his car since he will be getting a parking permit on orientation? Don't want him getting a fine. He will be picking up his parking permit from the cashier's office, which is located in the administration building. And that is adjacent to Lot O. So whoever's on iPhone 6, I hope you wrote all that down. Cashier's office, Lot O. And we're not going to be ticketing or fining anyone for that day, but they will go back to patrolling the following day. So once he gets his permit, please display it clearly in your car, and his designated lot will be Lot O. He's not going to be able to park just anywhere on campus. Lot O is where he's going to be parking. So keep that in mind. And you can always check out these things on our parking page on our csum.edu webpage. Should students try out the uniforms right away? Absolutely. The uniforms will be distributed, and students will be requested to try them on there and then. So we'll have cute little changing rooms propped up in the gym, and they'll be able to hop in, try on, and make any exchanges to the correct size, if that size is available. But we'll make every effort to make those exchanges right away. When will the recordings be posted on the website? This is a great question. I even received 3 or 4 emails regarding that, and I have to apologize. I know we recorded the last session. I hope all of you will give me a thumbs up who saw the word recording and the red light beeping the last time, but I cannot find that recording anywhere. I've tried very hard to locate it. I've put a logged a ticket with Zoom to find out what happened, but it seemed to have vanished in cyberspace. I will continue to look, but this one, I see again that it's recording. I'm hoping that I will get the link to this recording before today is ended. I will send it to IT, and they usually take a couple of days to get it ready and upload it onto YouTube and give me a link to put on our web page. So allow 3 or 4 days, but I know for sure that so far I am unable to locate that recording. So I apologize for that. I know one of the leadership members had an Otter recording or Otter note-taking going on, and I'm going to reach out to him to see if he can share that, and I'll post it if he's able to share it. So apologies for that one. Is there any gym locker storage space available for oversized athletic gear like hockey bag or sticks?
So currently in our locker rooms, we do have lockers available, but not the size of hockey bags and sticks. So we don't I would recommend at this point, possibly keeping it in your dorm room. But our lockers are not big enough to handle that size.
Monica, would you mind sharing what the policy is for use of locker? Is it daily, weekly, monthly,
Mhm.
semester?
So currently our lockers are day use lockers. And you can bring a lock to store your swimsuits, towels, but they are daily use.
Thank you. Josie, you want to speak to any lockers that are in Mayo and what their policy is?
Sure, we have about 40 lockers that are located right next to my office on the second floor of Mayo. And it's kind of first come, first serve. We try to offer it first to our off-campus students. So they have a place to be able to store some of their stuff as their day goes by, because if they're parked way up in Egypt or off campus and have to get into campus, usually they kind of need that space, but we have a lot of on-campus kids that also students that will take us up on those, and that is a semester use. So they sign a contract with myself. They provide their own lock, and the space isn't huge, but some of our students will sometimes keep their work boots in there, or just sometimes after 4:30 they might have like an outfit that they want to change out of their uniform and just be in casual clothes. So if they're in the Corps of Cadets, and sometimes it's just to be able to stash some of their books that they're not gonna use up in their room, but more just down here on the bottom of campus. So.
Thank you. Family weekend, should families plan to arrive early Friday and we aren't on campus Sunday? That's correct. We will end the program Saturday evening before dinner. So you'll be eating dinner on your own Saturday. And also Friday, I'm still working on the program with faculty. We are likely to start at like a 11:30 kickoff to check in and to register and check in and all of that good stuff. And then have programming for Friday afternoon and then most of Saturday. And we will end the day around between 4 and 5 on Saturday. And there's nothing on Sunday. Who is the faculty advisor for Scuba Club?
It's actually Joel graduated in 2001. He's an MT professor here on campus. He also works a full-time job off campus too, but he loves and lives scuba. He loves diving, and is so committed to the club that I'm not sure what we would do if he ever decided to leave Cal Maritime.
Thank you, Josie. Are there any plans for a reduction in financial support to athletic clubs with the integration to Cal Poly?
So right now, Cal Poly main campus at Cal Poly SLO will be designating some money towards our club sports. I believe students will still have to contribute some money to the club to be able to play. It's still in the works, and this will be our first year of really seeing how that goes. We'll also be helping students to raise funds so that there's not too much money put out of their pocket in that arena.
Thank you, Josie. Is there workout equipment that non-athlete students can utilize?
Absolutely. The whole PIAC, the weight room, the cardio room is for all students. And so there's equipment that can be checked out with your port pass. And yes, it's available to all students.
What's the percentage of men and women? We are running about 18 to 19% women on campus. Do students need to pay for public swim sessions?
If you are a student and you have your port pass, you just check in with your port pass during the open swim times, and that's it. You don't have to pay anything extra.
Can you please update the link for what to bring and not? I will take a look at that. Thank you for pointing us in the right direction for that. I'll take a look at it. Thank you. Can students start a new club, like a swim club?
Absolutely. It's really easy to start a club. Our paperwork is pretty simple. You just need to have a club president and a treasurer, and then try to recruit 3 students. As long as you have 5 students, and you have all the paperwork, have gone through training, we're able to certify you as a club here on campus.
Thank you. Can you post the link? I'm working and hoping that I can find that content to be able to post. Is master swimming still offered in the mornings?
It is
Yes.
at 6 a.m. Yeah, sorry, Monica.
That's okay.
What is the name of the school for MT program? Cal Poly Maritime, Cal Poly Solano. So the whole campus is going to be called Cal Poly Solano. However, we are a maritime school. We're going to hold on to that identity as a maritime academy. So a lot of what you'll see coming forward will be Cal Poly Maritime Academy. That will really speak to the licensed programs like MT and MET, but the overarching name for the campus is the Solano campus. So if you're confused, just know that we are also learning the terminology right alongside you. Are there any martial arts programs or clubs?
We don't have any martial arts clubs, but we do offer programs throughout the year. Like we try to do we have a local person that comes in to teach one of the, like, a women's defense class, and that's open not just to women but also to men.
Joellen, this might be something for you to help with. Are there student accessible transportation options to other local campuses or areas around the city?
Well, we do have our Sol Trans, SOL Trans, that is the bus, and it picks up right outside of campus. Additionally, we have what we lovingly refer to as the Green Machine. We call it that not because in anticipation of Cal Poly being green, but it is an electric vehicle, and so it was dubbed, I think I'm the one that dubbed it, I'm taking credit for it, the Green Machine. It's a big 10-person van, and that's what we take out to our service. I gotta give props to Jen Peralta there. She is got it going on with the floating emojis. At least they float on my screen, up the screen. But we take that to all of our service events, so we don't have any transportation issues. Josie and I will be collaborating on being able to have that, the Green Machine and perhaps one of the campus vans available for community events such as farmers markets on Saturday mornings. There's something called a second Friday. Is that right? Second Friday, our art walks, things like that. So things that are going on in the community, but not necessarily like to another campus. We do have a community college here. I don't know why your student would want to go to that one, but that's, more involved than probably you wanted to know. But for things that are specific, we will take your student there, but not actually like call up and order an Uber kind of a thing. We don't necessarily have that.
Thank you. Family weekend dates are October 10 and 11, Friday and Saturday. We do not currently have anything in terms of transport to airports during vacation times. It's something that I might consider looking into now that we're integrating with Cal Poly. They do have something like this on their campus. It's for a fee, a transport made available to students who are going to the airport during breaks or at the start of the breaks and coming back. And there might be a possibility that we look into something like that. Is there a campus shuttle for events or shopping trips We do not. Once your student is here, oh, Josie.
So this year we are going to do once a month shuttle. Joellen kind of touched on it to the farmers market. It will probably be a shuttle that will broadly go to Target, the farmers market, to the ferry. So and maybe do a matinee movie. So if somebody wants to catch a matinee, you'll be able to take the shuttle there and back. And that way students would be able to get off campus to be able to get some supplies if they need to.
That's awesome. Thank you. And we will also be making one round to Target on after orientation when you drop them off, so that if they need to pick something up, they can pre-order at Target and we'll take them there so they can grab their pre-ordered, prepaid items and bring them back. So that's in the works, and we'll let your student know about that. Do students have a swim test when they arrive? Yes, they will have a swim assessment that'll happen over the course of their orientation days on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at the PIAC. And should they not do well in that, we automatically enroll them in a swim class for the semester. So it's not a problem at all. There's a way to accomplish that assessment and be ready for cruise with that course. It's a 1-unit course, Monica?
Yes, and the lifeguards are great. And so your student would be able to pass the swim test after working with them if they don't pass it initially.
I think I might have missed a question about what is the program for the first day when EOP students arrive. Yes, we will have a very similar check-in, welcome, capping, and integration for the traditional students happening on the day you arrive. I do believe it's the 11th. The person who's in charge of that program will be meeting with you in the next week or so. His name is Jalen Chavez, and he will share the exact program for that day, give you any information that you might need, and he'll be available just like a panelist on the day that we meet with financial aid as well as student financials. That's his day. And if you don't know what EOP is, it's an educational opportunity program that provides additional support and a bridge program over summer for those who are first-gen students. So we reach out to those students, or they can identify themselves as EOP students when they apply, and we just follow up with them with some additional resources and also a scholarship. If you think you want more information, please check out our website and reach out to Jalen Chavez. His email, Josie, could you put his email in the message? Thank you. How long will we be allowed to move our students in? So you'll have some time. You won't need to be rushed. The rush will be to take your students' belongings off the car and make sure the car keeps moving and out of the way, because there's a lineup of cars behind yours. So other than that, there's not a lot of rush for you unless you're the very last batch. The very last batch that gets the 2:30 or 2:45 time, they'll have a little bit of a rushed feeling, because you'll be you're welcome to come down and be part of the message from our leadership and be ready for capping. So that last batch might feel slightly rushed, but you can always come back after capping back to your room and spend some time there. But everyone else, I think, will be fine. That you'll have plenty of time to do what you wish to do in the room and then leave the dining leave the residential hall. Could you address what students should wear this year if they're not cadets? There are no rules. They can wear anything their heart desires. Be careful when you're going around. Again, lots of walking around campus. So closed-toed shoes, comfortable shoes. But other than that, there are no rules around traditional students' attire at all. Are there water refill stations on campus and in the res halls? Campus, yes. 2 of the res halls, yes. The third res hall that comes to mind that does not have any refill stations, your students will not be in that res hall. The lower res hall doesn't have any, as far as I can recall, but your students are not going to be in those rooms. Is
And
there?
we have 2 in the PIAC.
Yes. So most all the buildings have them, except lower res. What furniture? Oh, sorry. Kayak storage available or fishing pole storage available? No.
No, I mean, we have a lot of students that fish on campus and they keep their fishing gear in their room. We don't have many that have kayaks that I know of. And we don't have the space here on campus to be able to keep the kayaks.
What furniture item is in the dorms? Let's see if Josie knows, otherwise we'll defer to our Res Life folks who will be with us in a few days. Josie, do you know for sure?
I do. I mean, your student will have a bed that they can loft up a little bit. It won't be a total full loft, but a partial loft where they can have dresser drawers. Usually there's 3 drawers that you can put underneath, a desk and a closet, a slim closet that you can put your stuff in that has also some smaller drawers within it. Many students will go out and buy kind of the plastic drawers. You might want to wait and see like what fits in your room to see if you want to go out to purchase something at local like Target and such, or buy from Amazon to be able to put other stuff away. I would also recommend not bringing too much stuff because you do share a space.
When your student knows who they're rooming with, it's a really good idea for them to connect with that person and know what they're bringing and what you can bring, so you don't have duplicates of everything. So just that's another idea for maximizing your space. Do we go to Six Flags?
We do. We usually go once or twice a year. Sometimes we go around Halloween. But we also do like a Saturday day at Six Flags because it's so close by.
Kayla, I will confirm if the information regarding your 11th is exactly what it is. Why don't I send you, why don't you email me at orientation@csum.edu and I will respond to you with the exact details, as well as Jalen's presentation when he joins us. I do a lot of these, and now hearing from the audience is helpful, knowing you aren't talking to yourself. Oh, she's talking about her emojis. Thank you, Jen. Is there public transportation to get to UC Berkeley for an ROTC? No.
No, but I will say we have a lot of students in NR and they wind up carpooling with one another. So and also, yeah.
A delivery account for students. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Jen. If you're talking about receiving packages from, need I say, Amazon, then they use the one Morro Cove address along with their mailbox number and their name. And then when the package arrives, they get an email that it's been put in a locker for them with a code, and they can walk up to the locker, punch in the code, and receive their package. If that's what you're talking about, you got your answer. If it's something else, please let me know.
It was DoorDash.
Oh, DoorDash. So yes, students get DoorDash or Grubhub all the time. Not a problem. If a PD was on this call, they would say, try and get them to make those exchanges in front of the PD so that it's safe. That's what they would love to see. But I know for sure that Grubhub and DoorDash go up to the res halls and meet the student outside the res hall to grab their food. How do students receive deliveries from Amazon? You got that? There, we have there's no limits on the size. If it doesn't fit in the locker, then the student mail room holds on to it, and then your student can pick it up. How should my student apply for work study without their class schedule? Great question for financial aid. So hold tight when they are with us. Please ask that question of them. Our orientation days just for students? Yes. Family, parent, supporter orientations are virtual, like the one we're in right now. The orientation days we keep referring to are for students only. Can students receive items from Amazon or other? Yes. You have Jalen's email in case you want to touch base with him. How many first-year students are there? We're really excited to share that we will be receiving 324 incoming students this year. That number may change ever so slightly because we will keep some of the majors open for acceptance a little while longer. Do students keep the same mailbox number for 4 years? Yes, Josie? Okay, thank you. When will students' schedules be available? It is needed for scholarships. We block register all our students, which means that the school determines the best path moving forward, and their first semester is block registered, and we're hoping that that process will be completed by the end of July. But keep asking that question in future meetings as well, or future sessions as well. And if there's an update, I'll be happy to share. For starting clubs, what is needed? Oh, Josie responded.
There's somebody else responding. I just gave the thumbs up. But
Yes.
yes, exactly.
Yes,
Need 5
president
people all
treasurer.
together.
Thank you. When do students find out their move in time? By the end of this month. So a lot of information will be coming to your students at their CSUM email as we close out July or the first few days of August. So please remind them to stay on top of their email. How many family members are allowed at as many as possible? The only one person can really stand in front of the student and cap them, but if the rest of the family is around them, it's all okay. There are no rules and regulations. We want to keep it comfortable for everyone. So more than one person can stand in front of them. How do we loft the bed? Good question for housing. Please hold on to that. It's very easy. They'll walk you through it. Do you have a Hawaiian or Polynesian club?
We do. We have an outrigger canoe club. That's kind of our Hawaiian club organization on campus. And we also have a Pan-Asian club also on campus.
And I'll add to that Megan works very closely with the Hawaiian and Pacific Islander population. She has special initiatives that she programs for, so she's a good source to look up. Are we going to be able to see what specific individual dorms rooms look like before we arrive? No. I do believe that if you search on our website, you can see some videos that might give you an idea of the various rooms, and you will be designated a spot, which is the email you'll get from housing. Is there a mini fridge and microwave in the room? Yes. Can we get the measurement for the under bed bins?
I would say ask that in the housing and res life. They might have it on their pages of the size of the furniture that's in each of the rooms. But some of the furniture is very different in sizing. So it just depends. Some furniture is newer, some is a little bit older. So it may not be the exact same size.
Alex, I would kindly request that you hold off on mailing things as yet. Please keep the mailings until after your student has arrived here, and you would always send them to their student mailing address. Josie, could I bug you to enter the One Moral Cove. We're entering that into our chat right now, the exact address. Do you have information regarding the ROTC program in Berkeley? We do not, but it would be a good question to ask from the group who's talking about how to be a cadet. They are Jay and Craig and Eric Jones. They'll have that answer. I'll give them a heads up to come up with, to make sure they have that information. If my student has his AA, when can he talk to the advisor about switching out of gen ed classes for his MT program? If the transcripts have already been sent, they will evaluate all of those and accordingly put him in his blocked schedule. But you will have access to the advisors in one of the future sessions, and they'll be happy to answer that very clearly for you. So hang tight, John, for the day we're meeting the academic advisors. Are there any more openings for scholarships on the website or through the office? That's a tricky one. I do not have that answer. It will be a great question for financial aid and student financials group. So TNZ, please do ask that of them and they will be able to guide you. I'm a student. How do I access my email? I reset the password, but I still don't know how to look at it. Oh, no. Harmony, please email me from your personal email at orientation@csum.edu. Josie will put that in the chat again. And I will get in touch with you with directions and help so that you can start looking at your email. Thank you so much for letting us know that you're having some trouble with it. So move-in day is only that Saturday. Yes. You spoke about Friday, which confused me. Please, I'm sorry if I mentioned Friday, but move-in day is only Saturday. It will start at 7 and all move-in will be complete by 3 p.m. How diverse are from where are the students? I don't have that breakdown of demographics, but you will hear more about that when you're here on campus. So I can also bring that information to you in a future session, demographics. I'm making a note. Thank you, Alex. My son was a dual credit high school student. How can we find out which of his college credits will be accepted by Cal Maritime? Send me an email, Erin, to orientation with your student's name, and we'll get you to the right person who can help you. Hey, I got a quick question. I am not able to get in my health form by deadline. What happens? You'll be fine. Put it in the mail as soon as you can. If you're a few days behind, is not the end of the world, but please do get it out as soon as possible. The deadline is today. So I'm hoping it's in the mail, but if not, please put it in the mail right away. Are freshmen allowed to leave campus anytime? Absolutely. They can come and go as they please. There's no curfew. There's no restrictions. We'd like them to attend all their classes. But outside of that, they can come and go as they please. Is it safe to hang out in Vallejo? As safe as it would be in any city. Be careful around, be aware of your surroundings. Nighttime, a little bit sketchy. But most of the day it should be fine. Don't go alone if you're not sure where you're going. Again, if you were in Oakland or Los Angeles or any large city, you want to be careful. And that's true for Vallejo. There are some fabulous parts of Vallejo. There's some that you want to be more careful around. I've worked there, like I said, for 3 decades, no problems, come in and out. There are people who live in Vallejo who work at Cal Maritime. So be careful whatever you do. And then, of course, thank you, Michelle. Benicia is another a good space to go hang out or find great food. Not to say Vallejo doesn't have good food. Vallejo also has very good food in places. So get used to your surroundings and be careful. Can we return to campus with additional dorm necessities after our move-in time? Absolutely, yes. It'll be a little tricky going up if you're trying to go back to the room before 3 o'clock. We recommend that you wait till after 3 o'clock when everyone their first trip is done. So if you go in up to the results after 3 p.m., it should be okay, no problems. Do you have information regarding ROTC? We'll get you that information when we're talking about how to be a cadet. When do we pay tuition? So the order is transcripts get evaluated, your students matriculated, transcripts get evaluated, you get block registered. As soon as you're block registered, that's when cashier says, oh, you're in these classes, here's your bill for your tuition bill for your student. So as soon as I'm able to tell you that registration has been completed, that's when you'll get your bills and you'll have plenty of time to pay. It'll be towards them. You'll definitely see it first week of August, but you'll have till later that month to be able to pay. Thank you, Josie, for adding that email address. Date of Saturday move-in is August 16th. Friday was in reference to, thank you, Calvin. I was wondering if that was what it was. Friday and Saturday are family days when we will welcome you back to campus to spend some time with your students. And we'll have some programming for you. It's a fun time. It's calculated to be at that time, it's about 6 to 8 weeks out from where student was dropped off. That's when that homesickness bug tends to creep up on your student. So we use that time to bring you back and spend some time with your student, get to know how they're doing. And so there's a reason why we choose that time frame. Move-in is only Saturday, August 16th, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Whoa, that was a lot of questions. You parents are amazing. You're so involved, want to know everything all at once. Sounds like that movie. I appreciate you sticking around extra long for the answers. We lost 3 of our presenters, but I'm so grateful for the 2 who are still here. Thank you, Josie, and thank you, Monica. I'm grateful for your time this evening. And of course, I'm always thankful for all of you parents who are committed to your student and want to participate in knowing more and learning more. And until next Tuesday, have a wonderful weekend. And I hope to the Lords of Zoom recordings that I will get the link and be able to post for you as soon as feasible. Okay, have a wonderful evening. Bye. You are welcome. Bye.